Nail or beauty school was just the beginning, right? What on earth do you do now? Welcome to the Salon Success Podcast with Monaco Nail Academy. Our topics stretch beyond nails and into all things salon related, business, marketing, and social media. And at the very least, hits you with real, honest stories about our experiences. This isn't school, this is real life, real business, and really freaking hard work. The Salon Success Podcast is recorded live on Mondays at 5 p.m. New Zealand time via facebook.com/Monaco Nail Academy and is available on Spotify and Google Playlists. Before we get started, wherever you are, thumbs up, tag a friend in the comments, or hit that share button and support small business. So, hey guys, it's me again, all on my lonesome. I do have a student behind me, Naz, who's doing one of her assessments. So I'm not in the studio, in the training room alone, but I'm alone on podcast again this week. It probably won't be as long as the others because I actually can't really hear anything and I sound a little bit awful. I think that my ears are coming out on me. Hi, Catherine. How are you? So yeah, don't expect a lengthy one. I don't know if I can talk as much as I did last week, but I have some cool topics to share with you today. So to kick things off, we're just going to chat about real life as a nail tech. So I'm going to jump right in and tell you about my hardest thing for the week. Oh, Abby Bagnall said, good luck, Naz. Abby Bagnall said, good luck. She's almost done. She's got about half an hour left. Cool. So the hardest thing that I had this week was, and I'd love you, Abby and Catherine, and I can see that there are a few more viewers to tell me what your hardest thing or your highlight was this week. My hardest thing was, because we talked about this last week, was having a full salon for a day. So I had a full salon on Wednesday and sort of the highs and lows, like I was saying how I was facing a day with no clients and I was just like, oh, is this really worth it? Am I just rubbish at what I do? Even though no, I'm not. And then I ended up having a full day and I found that a challenge because I've got to take my hands off the table because I keep hitting the camera. And I found that a challenge because I had no time to do the usual things that I would do to fill up my Wednesday. So like I would have little gaps and I would do my social media or I would do some swatches or I'd do my own nails. Or I'd tidy up my room or look what I could do for a one-up. And this week, I was literally working from 9:30 to 8 at night. And I had an hour break in the middle to go and pick up the kids. But it's rugby training night, so I had to pick up the kids, take them home. I had an extra kid for rugby training, feed them so that they wouldn't pass out during rugby training. Sorry, Naz probably doesn't want to be on the camera. Feed them so that they didn't pass out during rugby training. And then Hayden gets home from work and I run out to my salon for a 4 o'clock start again. And then I was going till 8 p.m. So I didn't get to do my nails. I didn't get to set up my social media posts for the week. And and get to like sort of potter around my salon and have a look at a few of those things. So I actually found that a challenge because now I have to make sure I fit them in because I'm now facing, I didn't do a post on Friday like I usually do, and I haven't got a post ready to go up today. So I'll have to do that tonight when I get home from work. And so I'm just sort of like treading water when it comes to social media. So that was my challenge, is like if I don't have time to do that during my work salon hours, when am I going to make the time to fit it in? Because I actually worked out that I can't let it go for a week. Like I actually do need the time to do that stuff. So Catherine's hardest thing, her hardest thing was trying to complete portfolios and preparing for her assessments. So I'd say in preparing for your assessments, all I want you to do is book a model. Don't do any more preparation. Just do it. Just see how you go. And it is hard to complete your portfolio. I know, like I did like a mad scramble at the end. But if I don't know your living situation, Catherine, but if you've got flatmates or a husband or a partner, do it on them. Put a movie on and say, hey, look, I'm going to put some French acrylics on you. And then when I'm done, I'm going to wrap you up and remove them. And by the end of the night, nobody will know anything happened. And all anybody's going to see is a pair of hairy hands on your portfolio photos if you do it on a man. Like, just get them done on someone. Don't panic about who it is or if that person wants that set or not. Just look, it's your portfolio set. You've got to get it done. But I did most of my sets that nobody was booking in for, like the extended nail bed sculpted French, like nobody really books in for those appointments. I did those on my husband. And if you have access to the online theory workbook, you will see quite a few of my husband's hairy hands. So just go for it, Catherine. You can do it. Don't spend too much time preparing for your assessment. The best way to do it is just to give it a go. So we'll move on to our highlights. So my highlight was that I managed to keep on top of my clients on the Wednesday. And I was really happy with every single set I did. And I managed to keep on top of disinfecting my tools after each client so that I didn't run out of buffers and files and mani brushes and stuff. And I didn't run over on any of my clients. So I was scared that I would run over because I'm quite a slow worker and always have been. And I'm getting a little bit faster, but not much. And so I was proud of myself for pushing myself with time restraints, and I managed to meet my time restraints. I think one lady, she showed up like 3 minutes after her appointment and then had to wait like 3 minutes. And I don't think in those situations anybody even notices that. So for me, I was just like, oh, I did run 6 minutes over. But a client doesn't really notice that. And I think I'll get to know my clients. You know, like there are some that come from work or some that have things to go to afterwards or some that come at a certain time so that they can leave for their kids' school pickup. So I think it's just getting to know your clients and knowing whether a 6 minute delay would put them out or not. But I don't think this one did. But I was quite proud of myself for keeping time. Catherine said, yes, I want to buy the online module for French acrylic. What are the benefits? The benefits of the online module, I have the online module, and the benefits are that even now, even as an educator, I can still go on and be like, oh man, I haven't done this set for a while. And my client's booking in for this, and like maybe it's only every ball season you get to do a set of French acrylics. And you can go on and watch the videos, and it's just like being in class for 20 minutes. And you're just like, oh, it's just like visiting the training room and saying, Penny, can you just show me how we do that again? And so it basically just brings the classroom to your computer at home, and it's just brilliant. I do it for all the online modules that I have. If I haven't done something in a while, before my client arrives, I'll just watch it quickly just to make sure I'm doing it right. A bit like if somebody like requests a marble nail, like every single time I do it, for some reason before that appointment starts, I just quickly go onto YouTube and make sure I'm doing it with the right products and with the right brushes and stuff, just in case I like flip out while I'm in front of the client and like draw a blank. I don't really want that to happen while I'm in the client. So that's what an acrylic online module will do for you. You can just refresh yourself before you do something. So yeah, it's just like bringing the classroom to your laptop. So that was my highlight. But feel free to go and share. Sorry, my nose is like so stuffy and itchy. Feel free to share with us what your highlight was this week. While I move on, I'm just going to talk about one-ups for a second. Now, I was thinking about this morning because I knew podcast was coming, and I don't actually think I've done a one-up this week, because my one-up was going to be all my swatches were going to be upgraded, because my artistic color gloss swatches have been painted for like 3 years now, and a couple of them have like faded a little bit. And I've got a couple of colors that I've gotten rid of, and I've got a couple of colors that I've added and haven't even swatched yet. But I don't like the current swatches I had, and I ordered some from AliExpress. And I love them because when they hang, they sit flat. They sit like flush with each other. And so I was just like, right, I'm going to order 4, and I'm going to have like the blues, the reds, the pinks, and the nudes or whatever. I ordered whatever categories of colors I've got, and I was going to sit down on Wednesday and swatch them all, but I didn't have the time. So that was going to be my one-up this week. That will be my one-up next week, and hopefully I can remain accountable to it next week. I also went to Michael McIntyre on Friday up at Spark Arena, so I didn't book anybody in on Friday, so I didn't even have Friday. I had a full day of clients Wednesday, and then I didn't have Friday in the salon. So yeah, I guess that was my struggle this week, is fitting in all the sort of admin, one-ups, other stuff that you do. Like that's not your business isn't just clients. Like, it should be mostly clients, but there are things that you have to do to make sure those clients are having a good experience and you're processing them properly. So that was my struggle. So that will be because it does say one up for the coming fortnight, and I had one last week, but I needed a new one. So that will be my one. That's my this fortnight one. So I will make sure I've done it by next podcast, next Monday. We love the competition-free zone at Monaco, where we support and build our peers instead of seeing them as competition or to be feared or fought. So we'll start out with a shout out from me. Who's a nail tech that I have loved this week? A nail tech that I have loved this week. Dang it, I thought about my one-up. I didn't think about my nail tech that I've loved this week. I shared Goss by Sarah last week. Always love her work. Janelle from Plume Nail Design. She did, I don't even know if I've got the flower right, but I think she did peonies. You know how when peonies open, so they're like really round and bulbous, and then when they open, they're like really hollow in the middle. So she painted a set of peonies, I think. Janelle, if you're watching this, please correct me if I'm wrong. Onto negative space. So they were like naked nails and then just peonies in the negative space. And she got the dimension so spot on, and I just thought they were incredible. And everything that Janelle does is incredible. Her artwork is just beautiful. She's really creative, and it's really hard to have like a creative mind like that. Like, I'm more of a look at a photo and copy it. I find it really hard to come up with my own nail art. Like, I can be inspired by others and like adapt, but I find that all of Janelle's work is like really quite original. And yeah, just the set of peonies were just absolutely beautiful. So I will link her page in the comments and you can go and check that out. Janelle used to be an educator here with Monaco. So I will link her in the comments. Abby has a highlight for this week. She did a set that she was really pleased with this week. She finally hung her first aid kit on the wall and created a fire evacuation poster, but did not manage to get my own nails done, so I'm wearing gloves a lot. That's awesome. I'm really glad that you had a set that you're pleased with. I hope you took a good photo of it and you've posted it all over your social media. And well done for doing, because I think we were talking about MSDS sheets a few weeks ago. Yeah, okay, so our business, obviously we make money from clients, and I'm just saying that there are other things you have to be doing to make sure you stay on top of stuff, and fire evacuation poster and first aid kit on the wall are just so important, especially when it comes to your insurance and health license. So well done for that, because it's not a fun job, that's boring, but well done that you've got that done. A bit like our MSDS sheets, they're not fun to do, but they show that you're following the right processes, so well done. She did not manage to get her own nails done, so she's wearing gloves a lot. I managed to get my nails done in the end. I went in, what's this? Grease Monkey by ACG, Artistic Color Gloss. I don't wear gloves in my salon because I've just never had any contact dermatitis at all. And I remember on Wednesday, I almost told every single one of my clients, like, I'm really sorry, I just haven't had a chance to do my nails. But I did make sure that they looked neat and tidy. They were just naked. And so I think, on Friday, sorry, I look terrible. On Friday, I put my son down to sleep because my daughter's at kindy. I put my son down to sleep, and I bought some of my stuff inside because obviously I couldn't go out to the salon because Joey was there. So I just ran into my salon and grabbed the colors that I wanted, and brought it back and did it at my kitchen bench. So I did end up getting my nails done in the end. What are your go-to colors, Abby, for when you sort of don't have time but need to get something on your nails? My go-to colors, I use Artistic Color Gloss. My go-to colors at the moment are Grease Monkey, Elegance, Cheeky. What's the other one? I'm trying to look. Oh, and Majestic. It's like a really deep maroon. So those are my 4 colors that I just always go to, and I know that I'll enjoy for a couple of weeks. If I haven't got time to do my nails, I don't even try a new color because I know I'll hate it. So I just shove on one of those 4 colors, and I know I'll be set for at least 7 days. So we just wanted to remind you guys that our new Auckland studio here in Ellerslie is available for play and practice by appointment Monday to Friday, including 3 evenings a fortnight. So if you want to bring a model or bring a friend and practice anything you want under the guidance of one of us, the educators, bring your own product or have access to all of ours, including all of our nail art supplies for only $10 a day. PM our Facebook page for more info. You are welcome to come here. I'm going to move on to our topic for the week, which I've put in the description a little bit. Just wanted to talk about our clients a little bit, like some things from our perspective and some things from their perspective. So one of the questions was, what do you wish your clients knew? And this is one of the shorter ones. I had to because Naz is about to finish her assessment and I'm alone and sick. So what do I wish your clients most? What do you most wish clients knew? What I most wish clients knew is that if they just bought some cuticle oil, every single problem they have with their nails will disappear. So it's going to obviously make your cuticles look really lovely. Your eponychiums look really lovely. It's going to strengthen your nail, not by making your nail thicker, but by making your nails bendier, so that when you smash your nail on something, it bends, it doesn't snap. So people are like, oh, I don't want my nails to be more bendy. I'm like, okay, well, let's use the word bouncy. They make your nails more bouncy, so they're less brittle. So when you hit them, they're not going to snap. They're just going to bend, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. Another thing that it does is it helps your manicure to look good for longer. So if you're using cuticle oil every day, your manicure not only is not going to chip because like you've done your prep work properly, that's got nothing to do with cuticle oil, but it's going to look like really shiny and new and clean and well looked after the entire time you have it on. So using cuticle oil actually is going to give you the most value for money. I just wish clients knew that cuticle oil was awesome, because every time I like push back their cuticles, like I find a lot of my clients, well, not a lot of my clients, but some of my clients get a little bit disappointed that I don't cut their cuticles. And I tell them, like, if you were just to use cuticle oil within 3 days, you wouldn't even see this stuff. And I know that by me pushing their cuticles back and giving them the service and then adding cuticle oil at the end, they go away feeling really happy because their cuticles look and feel so lovely. But I know by the next day they're going to wash their hands and it's going to look how it did before. Whereas if they like what they get during the service and how the cuticle oil feels and makes their nails look, and they were just to do that once a day, it would look like that every single day. And it really bugs me because they're like, I have really dry cuticles, and then you offer them cuticle oil and they don't want it. Or they say, oh, my nails are so brittle. Oh, my nails are so weak. Just buy cuticle oil. That won't happen. Okay. Abby Bagnall, I love negative space. Yes, I love negative space too. And it's really hard to get it right, especially when you're leaving the free edge exposed. So I find if I'm doing negative space, I try and make my design so that you know what I'm talking about, like the free edge is covered, because that's the bit of the nail that gets dirty. So I like to be quite strategic with my negative spaces to make sure that bit isn't exposed, and then it can still look really clean and lovely. But yeah, it's just a cool effect, and it really helps. It's a really good thing to offer to your clients that don't get back to you very often. I know that Rochelle just did a set recently. If you go and check out her page, aphrodite.iris, she has a busy mum's nails that she was doing, and so she did like a negative space set, and so it means that mum's nails can grow for a little bit longer, even though we don't encourage that. Like, some people can't come every 2 to 3 weeks, some people can only come once a month, and so offering them a negative space mani can help their manicure look really good for a lot longer. So that's what I wish my clients knew most. Naz, you have 15 minutes left, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I wish. That's one of the things I wish my clients knew. I can't think of anything that I can discuss right now that my clients know, other than like a set of French acrylics can't be done in an hour, like by anybody. Like, don't even try and complain to me that they're taking too long. But on the other side, on the client's perspective, just a little bit of an accountability question. So, have you sat in your client's chair recently and seen what your clients see from their perspective? Have you sat in your client's chair lately, and is it comfortable? So I did this the other day because obviously I'm in a new space and I hadn't actually done it yet. And I just went and sat in my client's chair. Now, I had sat in my client's chair because I made the chair and I wanted to make sure it was a comfortable chair, and it's awesome. It's from Kmart and it's pink velvety, and the seat of it is like mega wide and then curls up at the edges. So no matter what size legs or butt your clients have, mine is sizable. So I wanted to sit down and make sure that I didn't feel like the whole time sitting there like I was trying to keep myself on the chair. And I love my chair because it's really wide and you really feel like enclosed by it and like you're being kept safe by the chair. Like like when you sit on a chair that's just quite little and you're not little, it's quite hard to feel comfortable for a long period of time because you kind of feel like you're constantly holding your legs up. Anyway, so I love my chair, but I went and sat in my client's chair and just spanned the room the other day because I noticed that a couple of clients were finding it really awkward to put their hand in the lamp. Now, what had happened is I'd gone and done a wedding party, and I'd just come back and like shoved my lamp in and plugged it in and just put it back where I thought it goes. But I'd put it at a really awkward angle, especially when like, your client's hand's going in there and then this hand's coming in and going in there too. And I just remember like especially because I don't want my polish shrinking away from the tips, because I always just quickly brush over like the capping of the nail before they put their hand in the lamp. And then these people were like taking ages to put their hands in the lamp, and I was like, the capping's gonna shrink away. And so I sat down to make sure that my lamp was at a better angle, and I figured that out for them, and it's been very good since. But like I looked around, and they're just a couple of things that I noticed. So one thing I noticed was if you've seen my salon photos, there's like a shine plaque of wood behind me that says shine on it, and I've put backlighting on it. Thanks, Penny, for the idea because it looks good. I've put like twinkle lights behind it, but what I'd found was my sign had fallen off the wall a couple of weeks ago and I had to readjust it, and I hadn't realized that the tape wasn't very strong and the like battery pack for the fairy lights was falling down a little bit. So I went and adjusted that and retaped that because it looked tacky. Something that I didn't fix but I noticed was my towel warmer is actually brand new, but I went to peel off one of the labels and it was one of those like unpeelable labels, and now I have like half ripped paper label. Sorry, there's something on my screen. Half ripped paper label on the towel warmer, and towel warmers aren't like pretty to start with, so I have to go and figure that out this week. What else did I notice? I think that was it for things that I had to change. Something that I'm always conscious of is clocks. So I just find that my client experience changes when my client is in a rush. And when I feel like my client is in a rush and she's over the appointment and she just, when she's in a rush, she tenses up, her hands tense up. This isn't just one client. This is all of my clients if they become in a rush, like in the middle of the appointment, which they shouldn't because I have all the time set out and I'm keeping to my times. But they get tense. I find that they're looking at your work the whole time. Which makes me really anxious because they're like, well, she's painting that, so she has 2 more to do. So that one took about 30 seconds. And they're trying to like work out time, like how quickly I'm finishing. And so I have found that putting my clock away from them helps. And I say this to the students even. There's like a bit of a question that I give the students in one of their wind downs on one of the lesson days. Is think about where you're putting your clock. If you're putting your clock behind you so that they can see it, you may notice that they're getting anxious and you have no clue like why they're getting anxious. and you have no clue of the time. So you could be running over, but they know that you're running over. So I just find that it's a really good idea to keep your clock where you can see it, but they can't, so that you take that into your responsibility. And I've started up being a bit more pushy with my clients, asking them to leave their phones. Like I always say to them, I don't mind if your phone's on the desk in front of you and you use one finger to like text somebody back if they text you, but I don't want you picking up your phone in between hands and having it down on your lap, like, because a lady came in the other day with a Swan Dry wool jumper on, and she like pulled up her sleeves in between gel polished layers. Oh my gosh, it was like a nightmare trying to get all those fluffy bits off before I did the next layer. I ended up just like dry wiping it. So yeah, so I've been a bit more pushy with their phones. So I don't mind if they have their phone in front of them on the desk and they use one finger, because some people, if they are in a rush, they do need to check time. But I don't enjoy having the time behind me so they can see it and I can't. So I've made sure that's like that. So sorry that it's a bit of a shorter podcast tonight. I was full of beans last week and had all the things to talk about. But I will go and mark Naz's assessment behind us. Everybody wish her luck. And I'll see you again next week for some accountability moments and some highlights and some lows. I'm grateful for all of your input today. Thank you very much for coming in and telling me some of your highs and lows. It's always nice to have somebody to talk to, especially when I'm here alone. So just a reminder that our New Auckland studio is available for play and practice by appointment Monday to Friday, including 3 evenings a fortnight. So you can bring a model, bring a friend, and practice anything you want under the guidance of an educator. Bring your own product or have access to all of ours, including our nail art supplies, for only $10 a day. PM our Facebook page for more info on that one. So I just wanted to thank you again for your input and for joining us this evening. Give this live video a thumbs up before you leave, and we will see you back here again next week at 5 p.m. See you. Say bye, Naz. Bye.